Hello guys, this is Amol Khedkar. Today I'll be talking about the article that you see on your screen. This will be an interesting one again, which says as international students struggle to make ends meet, universities face crippling drop in enrollment. This is written from British Columbia, which is the western province in Canada, and this article is from Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, which is the CBC. Okay, this is directly from the horse's mouth. Okay, and posted May 7, 2020, just a few days back. Okay, so I have made videos about how international students are cash cows for Australia, for America, for Europe, and I have got positive and negative comments about what exactly I showed in that those videos. But now this comes from the country that I am residing in right now. Okay, which is Canada, and I'll just go through a few paragraphs in this article and then give you my opinion about what exactly this is all about. International students are struggling to make ends meet during the COVID 19 pandemic, and the institutions that depend on them are also worried about their financial future. So, international students are struggling to make ends meet, that is fine, okay? But the institutions that depend on them, so, do you understand what, just even if you read just the wording of these articles, you will understand what all of this means, okay? I don't even have to explain it to you, okay? Institutions that depend on them, okay, are also worried about their financial future. The universities are worried about the financial future of themselves if the international students stop coming to Canada. Can you imagine how this works? Okay, this is not rocket science. This is just plain and simple maths. Okay, this is just plain and simple. International students pay out of state tuition fee, which is three times the normal tuition fee, and that's how these universities survive. So if international students stop coming to these universities, they will collapse, they will go bankrupt, as many companies are going bankrupt right now, right? They file for chapter 11 bankruptcy. That's what is going to happen to these universities, because they are run like companies. That's exactly what I've told before. So I'm not going to give a pass to the country that I'm living in, just because it is my home country. But this is exactly what is happening all over the world. I have told this to you many times in the videos about Australia, about USA, about Europe, and many other videos. I have been saying these things since the time I started my channel. But many people they told me that I was wrong. Okay, now this is happening right now in front of our eyes, and to be honest, I think what has happened because of this pandemic is that the real faces of most of the universities are really in front of the people, because before that they were all under the mask or of the hood, under the hood of just saying that we are enlightening the people, we are spreading the joy of knowledge, and all of that kind of BS that is portrayed on all of their websites. Okay, but this pandemic has really gotten out the real face of all these universities and these so-called rich and developed countries, where if the students stop coming from India and China to all these universities, they will literally stop functioning. Okay, they will go bankrupt. That is exactly what you can see in this article, and this is absolutely from Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, CBC, which is the state broadcaster of the country of Canada. Okay, so I am not taking this out from the sky. Okay, I'm not taking this out of the thin air. This is an article from Canadian Broadcasting Corporation dated May 7, 2020. Okay, students on campus at the University of British Columbia in November 2019. International students are questioning the value of online learning, especially as they can pay 3 to 4 times the amount in tuition fees compared to domestic students. Just look at this. Okay, you can read English, right? Just look at this. International students are questioning the value of online learning, especially as they can pay 3 to 4 times the amount in tuition fees compared to domestic students. International students are paying 3 to 4 times the amount of fees that are paid by domestic students. Do you still want to come here? If you want to come here, then I don't blame these universities, I blame you, because fool me once, shame on you; fool me twice, shame on me. Okay, if you fool me second time, then I'm to be shamed, to be honest with you. That's how the world works. While international students are struggling to make ends meet during the COVID-19 pandemic, the institutions that depend on them are also worried about their financial future. Amrita Ramkumar, again an Indian student, a business administration student at Douglas College, who is originally from India, worked two part-time jobs to support herself during the pandemic. two part-time jobs to support herself during the pandemic. Two part-time jobs, please understand this, okay? Do you really want to come here and do all of these things? People are doing two part-time jobs to support themselves during the pandemic, and they are also studying. I have studied in the US, okay? I have a master's in computer science from the University of Southern California in Los Angeles, and I also have an MBA from Kelly School of Business in the state of Indiana. Okay, I have done one part-time job, and even then I was pretty stressed out because I had to manage the studies and all the other things. So this girl was doing two part-time jobs to support herself during the pandemic. Okay, and that was during the pandemic, and she was also studying. So yeah, please think twice before coming here. When she was laid off from one of them, meeting rent, food, and other expenses became a challenge. When she was laid off from just one job, okay, not both the jobs, just one job, she had difficulty meeting rent, food, and other expenses. People are not having money to buy food and to have roof over their heads in the richest country, the so-called the most developed country in the entire world. Okay, the same thing is happening in America as well, same thing is happening in Canada as well. Okay, so all these things just point out to what, that life is much better in India. Please stop coming here. Please stop leaving India and going to other parts of the world where people are facing so many problems. And if you still feel that your life is going to be set up after you start working in these foreign countries, then I really don't blame any of these universities. I blame you, as I've always said. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Even though her parents have been trying to send her help financially. This is again just an insane thing that I've seen seeing recently. People are begging to their parents to send them money financially. Okay, India is under lockdown and money transfers have slowed, making the process of transferring funds arduous. Okay, what the I mean, I don't want to swear on this channel, but this really just goes on to say that people are the desperation of living in Canada is just so high that people are literally taking loans, and they are telling their parents to fund them so that they can keep on living in Canada just under the hood of staying in Canada. Okay, the whole process has definitely been a massive learning curve. Okay, yeah, it is definitely a learning curve. That's why people learn through so many things in life. There are a few financial supports available to the international students, said Jade Ho, a PhD student in education at Simon Fraser University, who is originally from Taiwan. Okay, so people come from all over the world to Canada, and to be honest with you, Canada has marketed itself such well. Okay, that many times people just don't even understand what exactly Canada is until and unless they come here. Okay, when you see the ground reality, then you understand what exactly Canada is. Okay, so when you're in India or when you're outside of Canada, they show you all the goody things on their websites. Even the Canadian immigration website really shows you all the fancy things, but unless and until you come here, you see the ground reality. You go through these things. You live in basement apartments in Toronto. You go through the winters that are almost minus 20, minus 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, right now, if you look at the weather right now in Canada, in May it is snowing. No kidding. Right now it's May. Okay, my weather forecast right now is mixed rain and snow. Can you imagine this? Okay, so if you still want to come here, then I don't know what else to say. No help is available at a provincial level as well. She said federally, international students can apply to EA or CRB, but a lot of people find they are not eligible because they don't meet minimum income requirements or possess a social insurance number. So that's what I said. Provincial governments or federal governments or any other governments are just not going to help international students. Okay, that's just the plain fact. Why they are bringing you over here, why they are bringing you to study in the universities, is because they get money out of you. That's the only reason, nothing else. They don't want you to prosper in your career, or they don't want you to pass on the light of knowledge, and all of that BS is just for PR, public relations. Okay, it is just for marketing. Okay, please don't fall for that and come here and just drain all your life savings and then regret about it. Please don't do that. Meanwhile, teaching assistant positions, which have traditionally supplemented the income of postgraduate students, have been cut or reduced as classes transition into online learning. So even the TA and RA positions, I have done these kind of things. Okay, I have done teaching assistant and research assistant positions, which are which are like, like they are assistants to the professors, and they check all the papers, and they do like other manual work that the professor outsources it to them. So I've done these things, but in the current pandemic, even they have been cut because all the classes have gone online now, and students are paying 3 to 4 times the tuition for online classes. Just imagine this, okay? Now the classes are online, so they can take these kind of classes even from India, right? Just the time difference is different, but they can take these classes from anywhere in the entire world. What's the point of paying 3 to 4 times the tuition for these kind of classes? Okay, nothing at all. All of this is just a plain scam that has been portrayed by all these universities around the world. If you still don't listen to me, then I don't know what else to say. Like other students who says international students who typically pay 3 to 4 times as much tuition as domestic students. Again, they are just highlighting this, okay, on the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation website, which is the CBC website. They're highlighting this again and again, that international students typically pay 3 to 4 times as much tuition as domestic students. I'm not saying any of this, okay? This is the CBC website and CBC News, which is May 6th article is saying, are questioning whether the transition to online learning is worth the same as in-class experience. Definitely you have to question it. The quality is definitely going to be different and not as good, but nothing is being said about tuition costs, right? Look at this. The university is not going to, say anything about tuition cost. No, because nobody wants to talk about it. As long as the university gets money and you pay 3 to 4 times the tuition to the university, they don't care about any of that. Okay, all they want is just your money, and once they get your money, they are not going to care about any of that. Okay, severe impact on universities. Now there's severe impact on students. I can understand that, but there is severe impact on universities now. So they are literally treating universities as companies now. Okay, now just see how this unfolds. Okay, universities themselves are also feeling the pressure as they look forward to the next few months. Universities are looking forward to the next few months because they are getting newer and newer, fish to trap into their scam. Okay, international students contribute 6 billion in tuition fees across the country and make up a substantial amount of universities revenue, says Paul Davidson, CEO of Universities Canada, a group that provides university presidents with a unified voice at a federal level. Isn't that interesting? Just look at this, okay? International students contribute $6 billion in tuition fees across the country. Yeah, they are literally comparing international students as if it's like big business, okay? Like a company just comparing the profits that they are earning on a quarterly basis, and make up substantial amounts of universities' revenue. Universities' revenue. Understand these wordings, okay? They make a substantial amount of universities' revenue, says Paul Davidson, who is the CEO of Universities Canada, which is a group that provides university presidents with a unified voice at a federal level. They are having this voice on a federal level so that they can appeal to the federal government to bring more and more international students to come to the universities in Canada and pay 3 to 4 times the tuition fees, because that's how they survive. That's how these universities survive. Now you please understand this, okay? This entire madness of spreading the joy of knowledge and helping you in your career, all of that is just plain BS. These universities don't care whether you are able to survive over here, whether you are able to pay rent over here, whether you are able to buy food over here. They don't care about any of that. All they care about is the fees that you give it to them. If international student enrollment drops due to COVID-19 pandemic, the losses could be staggering, right? And now the chicken has come home to roost now. Okay, now the turns are now they are upside down now. Okay, Davidson says it could have a severe impact on the quality of education institutions offer and could have ripple effects into university towns that depend on the economic contributions of incoming students. They are not even mincing any words. This is out in the open. Okay, this is from the CBC. Okay, just understand one more thing. It could have a severe impact on the quality of education institutions. What quality? Like, I don't want to swear again on this channel, but what quality? These all universities are just scamming students to come to Canada and start just buy into their scam, to be honest with you. Okay, could have ripple effects into university towns that depend on the economic contributions of incoming students. Contributions of incoming students. The incoming students are trying to make ends meet. They don't have food to eat. They don't have place to stay, and these university towns are depending on economic contributions of university students. And this is the CEO of Universities Canada. To be honest with you, How does a CEO of Universities Canada speak about this? Like, if you know something about universities don't have CEOs, okay? Universities have what? They have chancellors, or they have, like, there are different kind of denominations for people who are in university. This is the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Universities Canada. So now you understand why I am saying that Universities Canada or universities all over the world are just money making machines. They are companies, they are operating like companies. They have a chief executive officer of that organization. What else do you want me to say now? Okay, all of you were telling me that no, universities are, just trying to, portray as a very decent institution, which is, trying to give the light of knowledge and pass on the light of knowledge. This is the CEO of Universities Canada, whose name is Paul Davidson, and he is saying that they are not going to just have economic effects on the university. They are also going to have economic effects on university towns that depend on economic contributions of incoming students. Interesting. International students are also an important part of the fabric of Canadian university. This is all again the plain BS that they keep on telling you. Important part of the fabric of Canadian universities, Davidson says, because this guy just wants your money. Come on. Don't you understand this anymore? This guy just wants your money. He just wants you to just come to Canada, pay this person 3 to 4 times the tuition cost so that his house can run. And you can literally go bankrupt and you can come on the streets. Adding to the diversity on campus and allowing for a greater variety of course offerings. This is all again just plain BS that they keep on telling you. Okay, adding to the diversity on the campus. Okay, if you want to add diversity to the campus, then start recruiting the people who are already in Canada. Okay, they don't do that because they don't get the tuition. They don't get the tuition from the 3 to 4 times the tuition from these students. Okay, that's why they go outside and start recruiting people. Literally recruit people. Just understand this. Okay, they recruit people. Is this a company or is this a university? They're recruiting people to come to these universities, which is just goes on to say that all these universities are just cash cows. They're just cash making machines. They are using international students as cash cows for their own benefit. Okay, I have made videos about these. Okay, I have literally criticized the universities in Australia. I've criticized the universities in USA. I have also criticized that don't go to study abroad from India, because this is all just a big scam that has been portrayed by all these universities, because they only and only want your money, nothing else. He said universities are working on scenario planning. Scenario planning, okay. Universities are working on scenario planning in anticipation of these changes, like setting up emergency financial assistance. Okay, they are setting up emergency financial assistance for themselves, not the students. Okay, they are setting emergency financial assistance for themselves because the students don't matter. Okay, students are just cash cows. Students are not getting help on provincial level. They are not getting help on federal level. They are not going to get any help whatsoever. The universities are just going to take care of themselves, like setting up emergency financial assistance, changing rules around off-campus work, and contemplating arrangements for international students having to quarantine. Okay. Nevertheless, there could be some major changes to university funding as a whole. Obviously, there's going to be major changes. If the federal contributions remain low, we will need to find new business model. Business model. Business model. If the federal contributions remain low, okay, just look at the wordings of this article. It just makes me laugh and cry at the same time. If the federal contributions remain low, okay, like the federal contributions in the sense, like the Ottawa government contributions remain low to the provinces, we will need to find a new business model. Universities are talking about business model. Okay, like as if it's a company, as if it's the CEO of the company. He is actually the CEO of Universities Canada. So, no doubt that he is talking like this. Okay, we will need to find a new business model. What else you want to know anymore now? Like, this is out in the open. They are not trying to mince any words. They are literally saying it out loud. Now, if you still want to come to Canada and spend your hard-earned money, I don't know what else to say. But I got a big backlash when I made the video about saying that don't go to study abroad from India. People told me that I was just trying to send wrong messages to the rest of the world. This is an article from Canadian Broadcasting Corporation dated May 7, 2020, which is the state broadcaster of Canada, and they are saying all these things which are literally out in the open. Okay, now that's all I want to tell you. Like, If you want to listen to me, you can listen to me, okay? Or if you don't want to listen to me, come to these universities, drain all your life savings, and then regret about it. And then then you will see that the Canadian government or the Canadian provinces or the universities or the chancellors or the CEOs don't care about or the international students. They work two part-time jobs. When they lose just one part-time job, they are not able to pay rent or buy food, okay? All these things are literally just out in the open, okay? I have seen people live in the basements in Toronto, okay? Just the other day I saw an ad of a family that was trying to get 1 BHK apartment, 1 bedroom apartment in Greater Toronto area, which was in the basement, okay? And they said very specifically that the budget of their family is just around $1,500. I have lived in Toronto, okay? It is impossible to find even a basement apartment in Toronto area below $2,000, okay, which is 1 BHK or a studio. That's how insane the real estate prices are in Toronto, okay? So the desperation that I've seen on people's faces when they come to Canada and just try to find a house or try to find a job is just astonishing. Okay, if you really want to be in that situation, then you can. But to be honest with you, if I was in your situation and if I was young as you, I would definitely not waste my hard-earned money or my parents' hard-earned money on something like this. So if you like my analysis of this article, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as I upload these kind of eye-opening articles and eye-opening videos on a daily basis. And I also want to bring about a revolution in India or in other parts of the world. And I really want to bring out the real face of these universities, because they are literally cashing out on the desperation of so many innocent people, okay? I really want to bring out the real face of these universities and these countries, the so-called developed countries. Canada, America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, all these countries are just scamming people. They are scamming people to come to their countries and start lives over here by giving them some sort of carrot, okay? And the people just keep on chasing that carrot as if there's no tomorrow. People just wipe out their entire life savings. They spend their entire life trying to just give everything to the country, and the country doesn't give a shit about you, okay? At the end of the day, that's just how the world works. So please like, comment, share, and please subscribe, okay? Subscribe to this channel so that you can get more updates about these like these, and also share this video, okay? Because I really want to make people aware of how exactly all these things work. So don't forget to share this video with all your friends and family. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.